the manageable and unmanageable. Recovery managers management training is kicking off life and direct. Oga Emmanuel, go and wear something new. Energy manager. Energy management is critical in the 21st century recovery management dynamics. That is the story. That is where we are going. Just get your note, get your pen, get your paper, call your enemies, call your friends, call everyone, in-house and everywhere. Call everybody. We're signing in now. Mrs. Adeni, join us online on the Zoom.
Okay, sir.
Join us on the Zoom right now. We are hitting the ground running. Hitting the ground running. Here I have Infinix 6725. Put your name, please. Here I have Coach Mute Olori. Here I have my humble self. Here I also have some people joining that we are admitting immediately. Coach Stella Okorigbo, I'm going to make you a co-host. And your duty here is to admit people automatically without checking whether they are qualified. We are making you a co-host immediately. Please, you will have to mute your volume, otherwise it will resonate here. If you are in-house at the SABA Resources Intervention Hub already, I'm yet to find you here so that I can make you a co-host. Okay, I make Jennifer Oche a co-host to be the admin officer, admission officer. So anybody in the waiting room, nobody should be in the waiting room. 2 people are in the waiting room. You are all admitted. Please join up everywhere. Don't be in the waiting room. Is there a way we can change the policy for automatic entry rather than people being in the waiting room? Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are hearing me from. So you are not a co-host, man. You have the power to admit everyone without checking their pre-qualification or not. So this is the beginning of a 3 days intelligible journey and work. Recovery management dynamics, beginning from the place of energy. Energy is key. Energy is critical. Energy is it. Everything about life revolves around about energy. Everything about life and existence is all about energy. Energy is it. Energy is life. That is our slogan in the School of Articulation and Behavioral Alignment Resources. The hub for the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the question comes right there. Doctor, can energy be bad? No. Energy, the basis of life by which everyone vibrates, is never bad. but the usage to which it is put per time can be bad usage. Recovery managers, counselors, professionals, stakeholders in the house, in the diaspora, life is all about energy. In the good, energy. In the bad, energy. In the ugly, coach, it is still all about energy. What is energy? Beyond the usual definition that everyone knows, the capacity to do work. No! Before it becomes capacity, it is an essentiality on the inside of everyone, seeking windows of opportunity for expression. Coach Mute Olori, each time you gather those chaps together, everything you do is supervised, invigilated, and as well invigorated by energy. Energy within, strategy without. No energy, no strategy. Before strategy is energy. Beyond energy is synergy. People do strategy out there. People do synergy out there. And they miss out big time on energy. The reason for this 3 days intelligible discourse is to showcase a common denominator across all the divide, that energy is critical. You are a recovery manager, you need energy. You are the one in recovery, you need to work first and foremost with energy. You are a counselor, you are the one who goes to do the detoxification. You are the one at the rehab center. Energy is number one. Where you serve aside energy, you won't go too far. That is number one issue. The second issue is the fact that energy can be wrongly applied. Energy can be wrongly used. People in the waiting room, bring them in. Energy can be wrongly engaged. Energy can be abused. Energy can be ignored. Anything you do outside of your energy balance is doomed to fail. It will not last long. Energy brings out a man's originality. Anything you do as a coach, if you will serve aside energy, you haven't started yet. You are not building to last. Where you serve aside energy, you want to teach about capacity, about potential realization, and you don't start from energy. You are building a house without foundation. Don't do no superstructure until it is founded on energy. Energy is it in the morning, energy in the noon time, energy in the even time, energy all the time. We can't go too far. We have a global product and service. But you know what? Recovery managers, energy is key. Energy is a god or goddess inside everyone. Whether you believe it or not, you must pay homage to energy. Whether you like it or not, the energy you don't serve cannot serve you. The energy you don't regard cannot regard your work. The energy you don't honor cannot honor you. You see, when God made us in his image after his own likeness, the first thing he did was to breathe into man, and man became. You see, the capacity for inspiration and transformation is an energy that you regard and respect. But where you serve aside energy and you want to work on people's addiction, you will be painting on the surface. Where you are counseling juvenile, where you are talking addiction, depression, definition, and you want to build some certain things into some certain critical mass, and you don't start from their energy life, energy day, and you've not started at all. You see, the capacity for sustainability and retention ability is in the energy that is undercutting it. So energy is life. Energy is it. Anyone you want to deal with on a lasting note, please look at the energies that is powering him or her. Look at the use to which he puts his requisite energy. Examine which energy is at loggerhead with his personal identity. Sir, I'm able to let you know that identity discovery is first and foremost answerable to energy discovery, to energy manifestation, to energy restoration. You are talking about a niche. Journey to a niche begins from energy, personal identity, who the individual is. He's good, he's bad, and ugly. It begins from energy. His strength, his weaknesses, his opportunities, and threats are all issues about energy in a combined composite form. When you don't articulate that well and you are identifying an individual, I'm sorry, it's on a wrong premise. You will soon discover a shift after a while. You will soon know that this person is not really the individual you call it, because energy is not put into proper perspective. So for personal identity, the originality of any individual is the composite function of his energy lanes. So no life, no energy. No energy, no life. Now, you want to talk about the second domain of every human. The first domain is personal identity, who the individual is by personality. You want to talk about the second domain, which is the domain of authority. It's still all about energy. Authority in the forms of the talents, the giftings, the competencies, the skills, and the capacity innate in the individual that is not even discovered yet. That you need to build is still about energy. Now, do you know why so many youth these days are doing lifestyle mismatch? They get it wrong ab initio from the inside. Daddy says, we need a lawyer. Mama says, we need a doctor. So they put aside the relative energies of these children and just put upon them a garmented information and education. They wear like a garment, but the energy inside says, yours is music, yours is fine art, yours is business. So they go to school and come out. When they come out, the almighty certificates are given over to their parents and they go elsewhere in the direction of their energy. where they will find peace, harmony on the inside, alignment within for their new assignment outside. You want to track, tame, and help trend a critical mass in originality. Please look for the energies powering their lives. Where they are distracted, distorted, and going through dysfunctionality of a sort, bring back all those energies back to them and do energy reprogramming, which you will learn here for these 3 days. So that when you gather them to themselves in the good, the bad, and the ugly, then you can reproject them. You can reconstruct them and then put their lives where their energy dictates and directs. So, very critical. The level of identity, first domain, personality, is all about energy. On 4 links, I'm coming there. The levels of their relative authority. Second domain is all about energy. Energy to learn, energy to retain, energy to study, energy to bring out your best from the inside. It takes energy to even identify with the crude version of yourself, and it takes another dimension of energy to polish that crude into final state, where it could be very consumable. You don't want to give me a microphone? So very vital. At the level of authority is also about energy. Second domain. At the third domain, level of productivity is still all about energy. Where we harmonize people's identity with their authority in order to cascade it down or up, whichever way you choose, into productivity. These 3 in sequence are powered by energy. So now tell me what you are doing while living energy. Tell me the recovery you want to do while living energy. You know what you harvest? When you save energy aside in your endeavor, in your expedition, across all developmental stages, from birth till death, when you shelve the issue, the germane issue of energy aside, you are building cosmetically. You are building not to last. You are building a program and a package that will soon be a subject of the vicissitudes of life. See, you are talking about thought, you are talking about feelings, you are talking about imaginations, contemplation, reasoning, thinking. You are talking about passion, emotion, action, behavior, attitude. These are all energies in soft form. And you know, it is the energy within that powers the energy without. It is the energy within that substantiates everything you do without. When you start doing it, you call it strategy. So what is strategy? It's an advanced energy put to use in proper dimension. An advanced what? Energy. So Auntie Mute, you are my case study today. Anytime you are building anything, what you are building on is just energy, projected, propagated, colorated. If there's any grammar like that, you are putting colors on energy to go work. is an advanced energy expressed towards a particular aim. That is strategy. So when people see, they say, wow, this is good. What is at work? Mr. Energy. It is a projection from the inside to the outside. You see, by energy, you see it first in your inside. By energy, you construct it first on the inside. This Mrs. Olivia. By energy, you get it done first inside. You size it up. You see it. What we have done in SABA Resources and Global Recovery Management System is to package energies in such a succulent manner to answer global problems, to intervene, to solve problems. So energy that you quickly use now in strategy is called immediate energy. You say, doctor, what can I quickly use now? What answer can I quickly get now? See your phone. That's immediate, short run. The energy you use later, maybe in 6 months, in 1 year, you can call it intermediate. And then energy you postpone after watching some certain obtainable, observable trend. You call it what? Long term. Show me your strategy. Then I will put in perspective the energy fueling your strategy. When wrong energy is fueling your strategy, I'm sorry, the foundation is not correct. People will get what you are saying, but they will never become what you are saying. So many of the problems we have in society among various classes of people and cluster of people is traceable to Mr. Energy. You can say the right thing, but powered by a wrong energy, you won't get the answer. People will still be killed. They will tell you, auntie, we did what you said, but somehow we couldn't excel. And you wonder why. Energy is a mystery that is unraveled when you who carries it knows what to do and do what you know. So how do you package your energy from the inside to the outside to get the result that you desire? It is a lifestyle for deliberate creation. You create it. If you don't create it by generation, you cannot spend it by expenditure. You need to know the basis of energy creation. Now, is it that you are creating it new? No, it's there already. When God created the heavens and the earth, they existed in him before. So in creation, what did he do? He saw within himself what was contained inside him and spoke it out. So there is a transmission, a transportation, and a translocation when you are creating the energy that you need. And this is the basis of life in finance, in economics, in business, in marriage, in everything you want to create, in everything you want to achieve. If you don't create it, you cannot use it. It may never be available. So when God created the world that he wanted, he saw what he did not want. So what will he do? He had to create an ecosystem around where he wanted it by allowing his spirit. Now I'm becoming a preacher here now. Please listen very well. It's a principle. in creation. He repaired the organ stable. As the whole earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. What did he do? He created an ecosystem that will bring an enabling environment to creating the world he needed. Several energies came to be there, and there were convertibility of energies. A spirit moved upon the surface of the waters. Spiritual energy went forth first, which is the basis. Stop attacking people. Stop confronting issues by addressing them by what you can see. You call a boy and say, John, don't you see you are a bad boy? You are adding more to the problem of the boy. That's not the principle of creation of energy. God saw that the whole world was without form and void, and darkness, the worsening situation, was upon the face of the deep. He allowed the spirit to hover, to move, in order to repair the atmosphere first, so that what he saw in himself can come out in where he wanted it to be. So, in energy management without manipulation, and doctors see it first, the journey, where you are going in that life, in those people, in that scenario. Play the game inside. Otherwise, you will fight the war outside. Energy is a game. When you understand the principle and you do the practice, it is a game. Energy is a war. When you don't understand the principle, you are going to fight wars. The energy that should support you and surprise you will bring and lead to a defeat. So your energy is your weapon. Your energy is your weapon. No dominion in life until your energy goes forth through your domains. Domain inside, dominion outside. We started with 3 domains in SABA Resources: health domain, personality, strength domain, potential, and what? Wealth domain, productivity. But over time, our eyes became open and we saw the depth domain, powerhouse, power hub, the engine room, a unique selling proposition. We saw it and we began to dig deep into that reservoir. It is a sea never dry. And that is the crux of the matter for every human who has capacity. So, your personality, your holistic health, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual is the first domain where you understand the workings, the art and science of your domain on the inside. The consequence on the outside is that you will dominate. So, dominion is a consequence, it's a result. That's one leg. To say when I pray, I walk in dominion, you are telling lies. You can pray and not walk in dominion. Because you see, for that sphere of domain, you have 4 lanes of energy. And then we come to your potential, your strength is also a domain. Nobody can see physical in the physical eyes strength. What we see outside is the impact of the energy, and we say strength is within. And then for productivity, you are doing one service, you are producing one good or the other, is the impact of the energy called productive incentive, innovation, creativity, and all of the rest. And then where you harmonize the three, they give you your niche, which is also energy, combined force that defines your center of equilibrium and power of difference. I'm looking for a time in this country and Africa where there shall be a national policy framework for potential appreciation for socioeconomic development, where everyone will come to know and enjoy the import of his energy for free, for once, hook, line, and sinker. Where our schools will begin to admit people based on their potentials that they know too well and package to manage them in order to avoid the damages. So you can't do no detoxification and be successful as a detoxifier when energy perspective is not put into consideration. Because you're only addressing one facet out of 35. And that's why relapse all over the face of the globe is a common denominator everywhere. But this boy was here for 6 months, for 1 year. How is it that after 2 weeks he's misbehaving? It is because ab initio, the energy component of that guy was shelved aside. So energy is sincerity. Energy is originality. Energy is authority. Energy is integrity. And all of these are virtues from the inside. Every man has it. Whether you are a good man, a bad man, a wicked man, an evil man, your energy is correct all the time. But the use to which it is put could be very wrong. So energy is life. No energy, no life. The energy you know and grow is the one you show. And we call it what? The no-grow show. So we are here this 3 days to raise the no-grow show consultant, the no-grow show recovery managers, the no-grow show detoxifiers, for NDLEA and for everyone who cares to listen to us all over the globe where we are going. We want to raise a no-grow show people. You are packaging the youth, you package them from the maxim of the no-grow show. I know what I have, I grow what I have in order to show what I have. Of late now, everywhere I go, it is no-grow show. You call me to laugh, I laugh no-grow-shotically. You call me to sing, I sing no-grow-shotically. You call me to pray, I even pray no-grow-shotically. Everything you do must come from that place of deliberate creation where you do intentional reality. You see it on the inside, you say or do it on the outside. And that is how no-grow show people work. They don't just relate to what they see on the outside and take dictates from what the boy is saying, how he is behaving, and you say, well, he's For a while now, we have not seen his behavior. So let's release him. You are not a no-grosso person. You are a schemer on the surface. It won't work or hold water. So energy is good all the time. But the people using energy could be very bad. So what we do, and that's why we don't condemn people when they are into addiction. That's why we don't pick on them, because you see, their original is still intact. The original. For every counterfeit without, there's an original within. Note that. So that's why we don't judge issues from the surface. Rather, we do a kind of a no-grosso profiling that shows us what is contained on the inside for a construction on the outside. If there is no content within, you can't create the context without. And it is energy that is the bridge. So between the content within and the concept without is a bridge called energy. And you see, when we go through energy mismatch with ourselves, you are in self-sabotage. You are in confusion. And then when you carry that confusion to the workplace and to the field, what happens? You amplify confusion, even when what you are saying is right. So that's why in 21st century recovery management dynamics, it is not just about what you say or do, but we need to put under the searchlight and radar the energies that is powering what you are saying and what you are doing. Because good at times can mean bad, even when you say it is good. It's not about energy. So, energy is critical in recovery management. Energy is critical in defining any individual. Energy is critical in helping people to understand themselves, to be their better version, and to be their bigger version. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can be converted from one form to another per time. Energy must be understood. The energy you don't understand will be misunderstood. Do you often find yourself in dilemma and people seem not to understand you? And you say, I don't know why people don't understand me. It's because your energy within is running riot. And a tree is known by its fruit. And out of the abundance of what you have inside, you will reflect outside. And that's why we do psychomotor frameworks and analysis to be able to see inside of people through psychometric analysis and to put the fact into figures to engage with people. So when you know energy so well, you have a notion to dive every time you engage with people. When you know energy so well, you know where to touch people. You know how to track people. You know how to trace people. You know how to trash out some certain things in their life at least effort, without struggle. You know the powers of alignment before the assignment. You know why assignment don't hold sway and hold water out there? People are given assignment without the requisite alignment within. So let's go into energy alignment. When does my energy align so that I can be assigned? One, the law of contact. I'm going to give you 5 C's, 5 laws of energy management. Otherwise, your energy will not work for you. What we do in assignment is to make our energies work for people, even when it is not working for us. The law of contact. must be made. What is the law of contact? No contact, no contract. You need the capacity for touch analysis. You must be able to touch and feel your energy. Kemi, the energy you have not touched and felt cannot be reeled out. You are fake and not original because you haven't touched. It is that which you have touched and tasted you can handle out. You have to touch it first. You have to touch it. You have to feel it. You have to enjoy it or endure it. Just touch it. Doctor, just touch it. Touch it. Touch it. Touch it first. When you touch it first, Auntie Ambibola, it becomes real to you. And you see, people who speaks in originality, they are real people. You will know that what this guy is saying, Kai, is touching him. I is feeling me. And people can see a favor from you. Now, you can see the way I'm talking this thing. I have no lesson note here. And I can continue like this in 2027 general election. Because it's touching me. My blood is vibrating now. When it comes to energy, that's how it should be. You must touch it. It's a touch policy. Oh yeah, take a note. Raise your hand up wherever you are and hearing me. Say, from today, I contact my relative energy. I will no longer go in variance, at variance with my personal energy. Energy, here I am. Let's go together. I beg, laugh for yourself. This one now prayer to yourself. And that is the solution to identity crisis. You are training anybody on anything, they must identify with themselves first. You see, and that's where problem is when you say love your neighbor as yourself. There are people who love themselves as to go to killing themselves. I said there's nothing good about this life. So you can't blame that person for hurting other people. Because as for him, nothing good about this life. So you now tell that guy to love himself and love his neighbor as himself. He is dispensed and dissipated of his energy. So he can't do better. Have you heard where people say, this is who I am. If you cannot take it, do your worst. I can't kill myself. That's energy in dispersion. You see, when you touch your energy, through touch analysis, maybe tomorrow I'll show you the principle of touch analysis, because you can touch it and not feel it. A Messiah was going somewhere, and some people just came around him and thronged on him and all kinds of people. And a woman just came from the rear and just touched a part of his dress and drew something. And as he drew something, the man that carried energy, the energy master of the universe, knew that something left him. And said, who touched me? One of his critical task team said, you can see everybody thronging on you. See me on your neck. You are still saying, who touched me? Said there are touches and there are touches until the woman owned up. So how do I touch? Through introspection. Can you say introspection?
Introspection.
And what do you do when you are introspecting? You are all business people here. What you know is prospecting on various pitches. You do prospect. What do they need? What do they need? Your own energy needs you first, Jennifer, before prospecting. Do what? Introspecting. So when you introspect, what do? You turn the searchlight inward for a good man. And we bring out what? Good treasure from his inside. Out of the abundance of the heart, as a man thinks. These are all values within life. You see, when you touch your energy, you are saying life is inside out, not outside in. Yes, you see issues, scenarios on the outside. You are not perturbed. You turn the searchlight inward to see and to sense in order to seize opportunity. And opportunities most time appears in your GLV that you can see outside. When you turn the searchlight inside through touch analysis, what happens? The next time you are going to look outside, you will see a capital GLV, meaning what? Gaps will be shown to you. You will see gaps. See that? Okay, look at gaps. Nobody is saying it. You will see gaps. And what are gaps? What is a gap? A gap is an idle land between two ends that has no connection. It's a gap. Idle end. You will see it when you touch energy. And that's why there's no quick fixes in therapy. No quick fix. No one size fits it all in detox. You can do all the principle and yet the boy is still himself and he's only buying time in your facility and looking for when they will say, go home. Then you will see his true color. So turn. In SABA Resources, we call it the radar model. Maybe tomorrow we'll deal with that. Because if you don't wear the spectacle, you see, everybody look at me online, offline. What am I wearing? When we're small, we call it goggle. In 1973, 74, if they don't buy goggle for me, that Christmas has not come. We cry until goggle and gone is bought. 1970 and all of that. You must wear goggle. Every goggle has what? Two lenses. What's the meaning in energy management dynamics? Capacity to view outside from inside. That's why they are two. And you see, everything you have, and most things God gave to you are dual. Even your nostril, 2. Your eyes, 2. Your ears, how many? 2. Your legs, how many? Your hands, how many? Why? Because he wants you to see outside, hook it to inside, to have a proper perspective about outside. So it is perception within for perspective without for performance around. That's the story of energy. The 3 P's of energy upon contact. Perspective within. Write it down. And that's why we're training people for the globe, because these are the missing links people don't know about. And they are teaching principles and theories that doesn't hold water.
that does not deliver. It delivers only in the short run. In the intermediate and in the long run, you don't get to see anything. They come back to square one in relapses. Relapse is not only a terminology in the rehab center. It's in homes, it's in the hospitals, it's in the business place, it's in industry, it's in governance, it's in everywhere. Relapse everywhere because of energy misappropriation. It's not only fund people misappropriate. They never get to misappropriate fund until they misappropriate their vital energies on the inside. So you are looking for how to do certain programs and projects, and you want it to succeed. Please learn to start from energy. View it first on the outside. Make contact with yourself, because there are some virtues and values within you that will disrupt the vices outside you through introspection. Introspection gives you perception. So what is perception? Capacity to see it in the truest sense of it and hear about it on your inside. Whether you are a Christian or not, you carry that virtue on the inside. And until that virtue on the inside begins to create value on the outside, you are not in recovery management yet. And so, when God wanted to recover the earth, he saw within himself. And that's why he sent his spirit first. And said, Spirit, go! Go and do combing upon the surface of the waters. And water stands for trouble. But for you, you complain. For you, you talk down people. And then what he saw within himself became a perspective on the outside. And at the end of the day, what did we have? Performance. Coaches, therapists, Tony, do you want performance? Mute Olori, do you want long-lasting performance? Turn the searchlight inward, hear and see, and pen down. When you do that, the next time you lift up your eyes, you will see problems on one side, and at the other side of the coin, you will see possibilities. Those are crafted, customized solutions. Yeah, crafted solutions that will last long. Options can rush to your mind when you don't turn the searchlight inward. So that's the first thing. The second thing you need in energy management, beginning from yourself as a critical stakeholder, is connection. You contact your energy first through introspection. Then number two, you do connection through reflection. They are not the same. In introspection, you throw in your rope in order to fetch. But you know you can throw in the rope and not fetch anything. You do reflection, where two begins to cut four, where you exchange what you see on the outside with what you are hearing inside. And that is the mystery of articulation. You articulate. When you don't articulate, you are gesticulating and not intervening. You are gyrating. When you don't articulate. Now, what do you do in articulation? In introspection, you touch the energies. They say, oh, we are here. You don't come. Jennifer, you don't come. Mute, you don't come. Kemi, you don't come. Shola, you don't come. Your energy must address you. It's one thing for your energy to address you and admit you. Is another thing for your energy to engage you. So in connection, your energy engages you first. Somebody will not engage, he say they marry. Now so the marriage go last. You know go last. You don't want your engagement. And you are asking for twins. How twins go come? You they shunt. God will judge you for something. So you engage first. When you don't engage, you gyrate. So we have so many gyrations in town in the name of motivational speaking. They say you want to overcome addiction, just say, I am not an addict. Say it 20 million times. By the time he is through, the first thing he will go for is that addiction, because it's coming out of gyration. So when you reflect, you exchange the external reality with internal reality in order to find an equilibrium. Where does this happen? Inside you. It happens in preaching. It's the same rule in publishing. It's the same rule in packaging. It's the same rule anywhere. So that you come to the third level of energy management called convergence. Called what? Convergence. What's the first? Contact. What's the second? Connection. What's the third thing? Convergence. That's where you come to agreement and you sign a deal with your energy. I'm going to show you which of the energies. Because when you still don't understand this, you are in a limbo. Convergence. Now, in convergence, what happens? You align what you see outside with what is happening inside and take a new position inside you still. That position is a decision between you and your energies that this is the way I will do it today. I've been doing it this way, but that is the way I'm going to do it. It has helped me so well in psychotherapy. It has helped me so well in counseling. It has helped me so well in some other fields where I converse. I take a position out of a conviction that this will work. Certainly, what happened? You just find peace in your inside. Can I shock you? There was a procedure I was called in Lagos to go and do, and they paid me heavily. I took a flight. When I was not too convinced of this principle, and I just felt like confiding in somebody who I felt is also a big one. He said, doctor, it's not what you can do. You better look for so and so. By the time he spoke all of those things, every energy in me disappeared. But you know what? I got it fixed in 4 days. 4 days. I was convinced. They paid my flight ticket, they booked my hotel, they did everything. And I just felt like, let me just call this uncle to hear second opinion. You see, certain second opinion at times after your convergence is needed. It can run you into crisis. So what happened? I got it done in 4 days. We were all wowed, including me. That's how energy works. So convergence harmonizes between what is outside and what is inside. Now, I told you that when you connect, you are going to see a GLV, gap. I told you what gap is. What about loophole? Loophole is your capacity to see where good energy suffer leakages. Where good energies Why do I call it good? When I say energy is energy, yes. If you put it to bad use, it's like putting color inside water. The water is good, but the color have changed it to something else. So, very vital. Convergence. You see G, the gap. I told you what gaps are. Then you see loophole, where there are possible leakages. And what are leakages? Everything that hinders linkages within, making the essence of the good life and energy to drain out, is called leakage. So what is a leakage? Internal linkages that can no longer hold together, thereby enabling the evidence of good life to flow out of that person. There could be triggers. There could be risk factors. There could be some certain behavior. There could be some certain family orientation and what have you. That's why in global recovery management system, we talk about combing the families, creating ecosystems. We talk about combing the people and to see what should not be and what should be. How about vacuums? GLV. Vacuums is the after effect of gaps and loopholes that drains the evidence of a good life in an individual, and at the end of the day, he's left with nothing. And you say, Carl, this boy, I labored on you for 6 months. I labored on you for 3 weeks. I labored on you. Where is all those things I taught you? He has become vacuum. So what do you do in therapy? You turn gaps to ground for value creation. What do you do for loopholes? You identify and block them and turn them to lifelines. What do you do to vacuum? You fill it with the right virtue and value in therapy. And at the end of the day, you find good energies working with you. Before we go on short break, so that you can reflect, okay, have I told you the 5? I told you 3. I'll tell you the other 2. We'll go on short break and come back. I want you to think about what you have had and take self-reflection, how well you have accommodated your own energy yourself. Otherwise, you'll be full of activity without productivity on an optimal note. You're full of activity that is full of insults without results. And when you have results, it may not last as it may. So you have the gaps, you have the loophole, you have the vacuum. Then are you saying, doctor, we should not use what we are taught and the principle we know? That's not what we are saying. Now, this is where you will use the things you will know, the things you were taught, and the rest of it. Not at contact, not at connection, not at convergence. It is at conversation. So the 4th way to manage your personal energy and become acclimatized with it is through what? Conversation. You speak. Have you been there where you speak to yourself? A man spoke to himself in scriptures. He spoke to his soul. My soul, why art thou cast down? And why art thou disquieted within me? Have you been there where you address yourself? That is the first line affirmation you need all the time before you do therapy, before you do critical engagement with people. That man was trying to now define a new equilibrium with his energy. He spoke. He spoke out. As your heart cook it, your mouth should speak it. Don't do speaking without cooking. Otherwise, you are spurious. And when you are spurious, you are not serious. And when you are not serious, but zealous, then you will do something you ought not to do. So please, conversation is critical. In fact, God says, when you know how to order your conversation right, what will He show you? Salvation. So very vital. Please converse it out. Say it. You know what you do when you converse? When you go into the fourth realm of managing your personal energy through conversation, you do what I call internal accreditation and approval. It is an internal structuring and conditioning that brings a reflective answer on the outside, whatever principle you want to engage. It just works. And then you come into a general awareness and an overwhelming influence yourself about the cooperation and the coordination of your four lanes of energy. Oh, I'm bringing in another thing now. You see, most of the time in therapy and in problem-solving dynamics, your four lanes of energy don't harmonize. That's why you go through acrimony with yourself and acrimony with the people. When you don't go through this four route of contact, second one, connection, third one, convergence, and fourth one, conversation, your four lanes of energy don't harmonize. And what are the symptoms of disharmony within you? One, discrepancy. Two, indecision. Three, doubt. Should I do it? Should I not do it? Do I travel? Do I not travel? When we were small in those days, in the 70s, you will take Bible. You say, God, anywhere I open, speak to me through it. Or you bring two things, two wood. God said I should take this. Satan said I should take this. You do trial and error. But when you have gone through this route, what happened? You are interacting, interfacing with your four lanes of energy within you. So they have come to a place of harmony. And when you enjoy that bit, you have authority on the outside. Whatever you say or do, you see a force, compelling force backing you up. That's what you see. You enjoy harmony. Where there's no harmony, I'm sorry, there won't be a flow. So when you come to that point of conversation, what do you convey, Kemi? It is called flow. And so out of your belly, what shall happen? Jennifer, shall flow rivers. That is solution for the pollution outside. That is solution within for the pollution outside. Your four lanes of energy becomes a river that will project out, where your mind agrees with your heart, with your body for an impact. And that is called the four lanes of energy at work. Your heart, energy of the heart, spiritual energy. I taught you theories years before, and you just know theory. Now I'm teaching you the practice, how it should happen beyond theory. The energy of the heart unites spiritual energy with the energy of the mind, mental energy. And the energy of the heart is full of conviction, purpose, depth, reality, sincerity, authority. In the energy of the mind is full of what? Understanding, awareness, consciousness, reasoning. They are lying. When they are lying, what happens? The physical comes to join. The physical becomes a Dundee who carries out instruction based on the two organs inside. Just like Project Free. Eh? Yes for me. The second say yes. Even if the third one says yes, no, they still carry go. So your body becomes so big to the force on the inside. And that's the alignment we talk about. So those are three energies. Now, where does emotional energy comes in? Your spiritual energy, energy of the heart, and your mental energy, energy of the mind. When they harmonize together and they are engaging physical energy through what you do, see, or see, interacting, interfacing, in order to do intervention, it becomes emotional energy. So what is emotional energy? It is your emotion. E-motion. Meaning what? Energy in motion outside you. Now, can you see my emotion? No, you can only see the effects. But you can rate my motion. Why? I'm interacting with you, interfacing with you, there's a feedback, and then at the end, there's an intervention. So you can see how to connect with your four links of energy and have them in proper quantity from your inside for proper quality on the outside. I'm introducing a new dimension now about energy management from the inside. You need the four blend of energy in the right quantity. I'm not saying quality. It's always qualitative because in your energy, you are original. There's no fake energy. It's the use to which you put it that can be faked and faulted. To steal and to rob, easy. It's not easy. They use energy. To go to heaven, you need energy. To even go to hell, you know, free. People who do bad, what do they use? Good energy. So that's why what is content in your heart, and content in your mind, and content in your body matters a huge lot for content outside of you. So the right quality you want to see outside is a function of the quantity of your relative energies, spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, outside. So it's a blend within for a bending of the outside. What we do in therapy is that you take your relative energies within, you blend mental energy with what? Emotional energy, physical energy, and spiritual energy to bend whatever situation that must be bent on the outside. And that is called impact. So what is impact? Your capacity to enjoy from the inside a blend of your relative energies to bend the situation outside to what you want to see. When that happens, you see results. When that happens, you see impact. So when there's no blend in your inside, you can't bend outside. And that's why you talk to people. You say, I've been telling him for the past 20 years. He's not hearing me. How will he hear you when there's no energy blending? I know when soup is sweet and when it's not sweet, and they complain very well. Ask my wife. Because if water run this way, oil run that way, and pepper say, make I go my way too. I say, car, this one no be like the other one. Wow, no blending. No blending. And if I don't manage my emotion well, because I didn't enjoy blending inside, what happened on the outside? How boss? I say, Madam Kemi, a who see you? See your hair. You forgot to comb your hair? Maybe it's tie you are even doing. And I say, Jennifer Uche, your class very dirty today. What happened? You didn't bath before coming. And then she begins to say, can you see? What did I do to merit this? I say, he hates me. That's how it is. Why? I have used the right energy for the wrong assignment. So please, if you must engage critically on the outside, engage with your energies first. The energy you don't engage with, you cannot engage from. It is within or without, and it is orderly. One thing we don't know about our energy system is that we think it is just a rough, short thing. No, you can be quick and prompt by the reason of use, but within the snap of a finger, you can contact. As you contact, through introspection, you can connect. As you connect, what do? What's the third one? You reach a converging point, and then from there you converse. When you converse, it's like settling a score on your inside through a round table conference. When you converse, you settle it. You come to a place of arrival on your inside. You have found harmony between inside and outside. And then the fifth one, before I tell you about the full energy lanes, and we'll go on short break and come back in 5 minutes. The last letter C is construction. Is what you construct. A Messiah said, I deliver to you the wells. So in construction, what do? You deliver based on what you receive through a release. You deliver your flow upon certain flaws. It could be platform, it could be an individual. And here, at such delivery, your knowledge becomes useful. Your knowledge plays its own critical role. And where is the critical role, Jennifer? Your knowledge ensures that you don't go outside of the rule. Your knowledge has a way of creating an access for you where your flow can pass through to get to the flow of manifestation. So it is form within, turning to a flow without upon certain flaws. So that at the end of the day, the whole fine-tuning becomes a finishing on the outside. So recovery managers, expert mentees in the house, until you contact with your energy and construct via it, you won't get results. You have the result, it's going to be temporary. It will not last. So we have this to say that The energies you don't know, you cannot grow. And when you cannot grow it, you cannot show it. So, what are your 4 lanes of energy? Even the Messiah started from there. If you will permit me. In Luke chapter 2, verse 52, the Bible says, and Jesus increased. So, energy can be increased. It's all about your capacity to yield to it on the inside. He increased in wisdom, mental energy. Wisdom is of the mind. He increased. Increase in your wisdom. Increase in your mental capacity. Build your mind. Your mind is your mind. Don't stay on the same spot in your mind. Develop yourself. Develop your skills. Develop your competencies. Develop your energy. Energy is given to everyone the same quantity in crude form. Listen very well, recovery managers. But the training and the value you add to it determines the quality per time. Just like time is given to everyone in crude. There are people now using their time to generate income, while some people are using their time to generate liability. I say that my uncle, I will deal with him. He doesn't want to give me my whole share of his property. They are also using time. So, Jesus increased in wisdom, mental energy, mental health. Give me a handkerchief. Increase in wisdom. So, increase in your mental capacity. That's one of your critical energy. In fact, that mental energy is your major interface between your internal life and external life. So you see why you must subject it to growth and grow your values, grow your personality from that perspective. Whatever you can do to build your mind on things that are good, lovely, just, pure, praiseworthy. Please build your mind. Watch what you put on your mind. Your mind has 2 functions. 3. As a receptacle. And as a processor. It receives, it processes, and also as a transmitter. You see why your mind is very important? Mental energy. A receptacle. Capacity to receive the good, the bad, and the ugly. You are the one who makes the choice. Then transmitter, it gives it out. But before giving it out, it processes it. And once you are going through this, what are you doing? You are interfacing, interacting on the inside in order to intervene on the outside. That is energy at work. So anytime you engage your mind, thinking, reading, studying, cogitating, contemplating, you know what you are doing? You are advertising to other lanes of energy to see what you are seeing so that they can say what you are saying in your inside. That is called internal communication. Yes. Before you do critical engagement outside, which has 3 powers: interaction, interface, and intervention, it must happen on your inside as an engagement with your relevant energies, and your mind Mental energy is giving that power, that competency to hook you and your outside world into harmony. But that harmony cannot be until all other vital energies within you are in cooperation with your mind. So that's why you see, when you do introspection, the way I just taught you on this platform today, you know what happened? Your mind begins to attract your heart, cut your heart. Internal procedures and processes go on within you. Your heart begins to indict a good matter. You start making discoveries. Some certain knowledge in soft energy comes to you. Then you start writing down. You transfer. That's how to do it. So mental energy is the energy of the mind. Develop the mind so that your mind can come out. The mind you don't develop will not be able to deliver you. Actually, what you do in therapy and in problem solving at any rate is that the developed mind delivers you to people. People enjoy a flow because their mind is developed. But when you don't discover and develop your mind, then you will deliver more problems to people while trying to deliver your mind. So that's mental energy. How about spiritual energy? What is spiritual energy? Now, let's do the line of Jesus. And Jesus increased in wisdom and stature. What is stature? Physical energy. You need to increase. These are the days of lean management, especially around the feminine gender. COO. Physical energy is the energy of the body. How do you take care of your body? Common nutrition, balanced diet, your sleep regimen, the exercises that you do, and all of those things. The sleeping to time, the hydration, the eating of food as at when due. You need food, not because you are hungry. You need food in order to build and burn energy. It's an energy abuse to say, I'm not hungry, therefore no food. I'm not hungry, and for 2 days you have not eaten, and not that you are fasting. You need therapy immediately. And one thing about energy is that once you allow for a loophole in one energy, it will show up in another energy. And then some of you do energy mismatch. You say, I beg, leave food, although I'm hungry, but let me go and sleep. You are robbing Peter to pay Paul. It's still about you. Oh, your sack is not leaking at the bottom, but it's leaking by the side. Then you still have an issue there. So your physical energy must be intact. Do the exercises you need to do. Don't let your body harbor pains because of sedentary lifestyle. You are sitting in one spot. Don't allow it. Do the exercises. Hydrate where you need to hydrate. Don't sleep in piecemeal. You are waking up 7 times before daybreak. Then something goes wrong somewhere. Sleep 6 to 7 hours. And you're asking me, doctor, with all that you do you sleep 7 hours? No. I confess. But I have a way by which I strike a balance. Don't allow for energy overdraft. What do you do in energy overdraft? you burn more energies than you are building. You deplete your reserve. You are like Nigeria, who will burn everything in foreign reserves, and start going and borrowing, and spending from borrowed funds, which may never reach there the way it should be. Please avoid overdraft. When you withdraw from your bank account more than the deposit, what have you thrown your account, Coach Stella? You have thrown it into what color? Red. Many of your energy accounts are in red. Avoid it. So physical energy must corroborate and harmonize with what? Mental energy. Otherwise, it is called self-sabotage. And you cannot be in self-sabotage and you are doing therapy. You are coaching. You are training. Life is transparent. Contagion is not only about disease. Say, God, this disease is contagious. No, life too is by the theory of contagion. Because when you are equipping, doing therapy, detoxification, it's not only what you are saying that is going out. Even what you don't say is also going out. Something is being said about you virtually. Jesus increased in wisdom and stature, mental health, physical health, and was in favor with God. That's spiritual health. You need that connection on a critical note. That is spiritual energy. You need to build it. Have a devotional routine, irrespective of your religion. Because there's a G-shaped vacuum in every human being looking for his maker, looking for her maker. Develop a personal routine that fixes your intuition with your maker. Because your intuition is an internal institution that helps you to run the daily courses of life. Can I define intuition for you again? It is a spiritual energy within you for an institution where the courses, energy manager, CEO, where the courses of life are run, either core or what? Elective. It's a soft energy and it's a spiritual energy. Now, you can see, Dr. Kemi, when you have all this reality within and you don't work with them, you just run around everywhere. You even touch the right thing, they will refuse to yield to you because everything about life answers to energy. You know the chair you are sitting on, coach, the energy content of that chair is harmonizing with you. That's why the leg didn't break while you are sitting. Otherwise, it can as well break. It's operating at a particular energy vector. Very vital. Want to open that place for me? So, energy frequency also matters a huge lot. It was in favor with God, spiritual energy. Build spiritual energy and burn it. Then you find people in their various houses building energy without burning. Then they accumulate, over-accumulate energy. It will also show on their lives. And when it shows, what happens? You see the symptom in sickness. Sedentary lifestyle. Why? They accumulate without dispersing. It can cause sicknesses. All kinds of cardiovascular diseases can begin to manifest. And then their prayer item increases. Why? Because energy not used over time causes injury to you. Just like if you have a shop that you stock with products and goods. You know these goods have expiry dates, and they say this drug is expiring in 2023. And to the glory of God, is still on your shop at 2026. What happened? It has become expired. So sellers, market people, they like it when they buy and they disperse, buy and disperse. They say, yes, market is moving. So when your energy is not moving and it is only within you, you stop it. It can cause you some certain damages because you don't put them to use. And once you start feeling the sign, you just wake up, your body is feeling as if 7 witches walked over your body overnight. And you are weak everywhere. See, they beat you black and blue. That is energy packed within your joints, needing to be dispensed by all means. So very vital. It was in favor with God. And that's emotional energy. So that's the 4 lanes of energy. Emotional energy is a consequent energy. That is like the last messenger of hope to everyone doing recovery, to everyone who manages people. Emotional energy is an energy of connection. 2 things are seen in that energy: interaction, relationship, and then what? Responsibility, intervention. That is emotional energy. So when these 4 blends together in proper quantity, in order to deliver a qualitative result outside, we call it energy vibration. So what is energy vibration? Your capacity to blend who you are inside as an energetic being to meeting attendant need on the outside in order to create a shift. We say you are vibrating. So stop using our language to communicate bad dictum. You hear 2 people fighting. Is that why you are vibrating like this? That doesn't mean the word vibration is a wrong one. It's just saying you have built up some certain energy competencies within you in order to construct a particular thing on the outside on a deliberate note. So you and your energy is critical before the field. Thank you so very much. Any question inside, outside, you can send me your question before we take the second bit of today. I have to introduce you to yourself. So I don't know you until I see the energy that you exude. You burn energy, please make sure you build it. Question in the house, question online, you can send it, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Life is about energy. The energy you know, please grow it. And as you grow it, please show it. And to doing this, you have to contact it, connect with it, converge with it, and then what? Open conversation, and then use it for certain construction. The blend of that energy delivers a result. No result, then insult will happen. That will not be your portion. Knowledge is critical, but when you use knowledge, please use knowledge aright. Knowledge is not the first thing. It's introspection that is the first thing. When you do that by first appeal, then you are likely to get results. Any question so far, So good. I don't want to assume. Yes.
Please ask your question. Okay, somebody is asking a question online or where? Or you?
How do you fix the energy overdraft?
Okay. A recovery manager is asking a question here. How do you fix energy overdraft? Maybe the first thing to know is, what is energy overdraft? Coach Jennifer, we answer that first. Yes, over to you, Coach. What is energy overdraft? Before we add the energy COO.
Energy overdraft could be described as the energy you overuse mentally, physically, emotionally. You have expended it without recovering from it again. You only use and keep using and drain yourself without. I wrote down, energy overdraft is what happens when you keep withdrawing from your physical, emotional, mental, or even spiritual result without making enough deposits, which eventually you begin to operate on empty.
Thank you very much. Give it to Energy COO. Let's hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Okay. Energy overdraft.
Put it in your mouth.
Energy overdraft can be defined as a situation where you find yourself using more energy than you build, burning more energy than you build. And how do you build your energy? Across the 4 lanes. So when you are now in deficit, because you are not building enough energy through your activities or through the sources of energy, you run into an overdraft. And to fix that, you simply need to build more energy through the 4 lanes. That's your body, your spirit, your mind, and your soul.
Thank you very much. Let me add to it.
Never make more withdrawals than.
An accountant is here that should not make more withdrawal than deposit. Accountant General Jennifer Uji, the recovery manager. Dr. Kemi Akimoshire is here. You have a perspective to this issue. What is energy overdraft?
I think the people that focus
has spoken your mind.
No, but they have said a lot.
Okay.
So maybe speaking from the accounting, economics perspective, I will say that when you withdraw and you do not refill, you create a vacuum, you create an empty space. And anything can come into that empty space if you're not careful. From the economics perspective, value addition is what we call value addition. You keep supplying and supplying and supplying, taking it away and not
building back.
Okay,
thank you very much.
The wealth, the value addition will diminish.
See, energy overdraft is permitted in the short run. What do I mean? There's nothing bad about energy overdraft in the short run. Oh, you have activities lined up, you have program, you have project, and there's just this wedding you must attend, and it's one-off. You can burn energy. But what is important is when you have finished burning those energy, don't wait until you are tired or fagged out. At any rate, go back and build what you use so that you don't run into crisis. So what is energy overdraft? It is the conscious and unconscious usage of energy beyond your capacity. Beyond your what? Capacity. Your body is saying, Stella, go and sleep. Go and sleep. You say, Jennifer, and I promise her to visit her by 4. If I don't go and visit her, and your body keeps saying, go and sleep, go and sleep. You see, when you fall short of energy management, you know what? What you are supposed to do by choice, you do it by force. And that's to your own disadvantage. Energy overdraft is good in the short run. But when you continue abusing your energy and not building back at the rate or more than the rate at which you are burning, it is becoming bad for you. And from bad, you go to ugly. So everything you are treating in therapy, look at the good side of it, definition. Look at the bad side of it. What is it called? Violation. Look at the ugly side of it. What is it called? Deviation. So, energy overdraft, you want to solve it, use idea method. You can't just say build your spirit, build your soul. No, it may not be spirit thing. It may not be the soul thing. It may be emotional thing. It may be physical thing. So, as a therapist, there is no one size fit it all. There is no one size judgment. You must do profiling. Coaches, therapists, detoxifiers in the house, consultant in the house. If you must be free from guesswork, I hope you know guesswork is a behavioral violation. Chinedu, Chilaka, if you must do profiling, use idea method. Use what?
Idea method.
To find out. If you don't find out, you cannot file out. And when you don't file out, you will fall out in recovery management. So what is the idea method? Stands for identification. Identify what it is. What is this thing? Where am I overdrawing energy? What type of energy overdraft has caught up with me? Huh? You haven't eaten for 7 days and you are fasting according to you. Though you have built spiritual energy, but what happened to your physical energy? Is drained. So, and that's where carefulness matters. When you are managing yourself and managing others, you weigh the four. Don't subject people to undue fasting when you know they don't have anything to break with. Somebody is telling you he has not eaten for 4 days. You say, go and fast. That is drainage multiplied by drainage. So what does he break with after fasting? You say, the Lord God that you serve will surely provide. I trust my God. He will make a way for you in the wilderness and rivers in your desert. It appears spiritual and that you are really now spiritual energy. But what happened is going to boomerang. So, on a vital note, identify the root cause analysis. What is the cause of this issue? Why is this thing happening? Where? Find out. Then letter D. Why the I is general identification. You make searches. And you still see, is he talking about contact? Eh? Still talking about contact. Carry the second one for her. Very vital. Identify. Then define. Definition is letter D. Define it. Something you can define does not defile you. You know why therapists, coaches go through defilement? Eh? I'm sorry for going that route. Pastor doing deliverance, from deliverance, entering something else. And they will say he impregnated a girl who came for deliverance. How did that happen? So you need to be able to define. Anything you can define does not defile you because you are at top of it. So why identification is general, saying where it could be possible to be this, to be that, to be this. Then when you do introspection, you'll be able to do definition because you see it inside for proper evaluation on the outside. I taught you that at the beginning of this class. So definition says this is the point blank analysis. Therapists, are you listening to analysis, behavioral analysis? The first one is what? Root cause analysis. What is D? Definition, point blank analysis. And in therapy, anywhere you can do root cause analysis and point blank analysis, it gives you the capacity for E. What is E? Evaluation. You'll be able to do evaluation. And when you are doing evaluation, you are very empirical. You are using facts and data that is available to you in order to procure results. So in evaluation, what do? You look at what we call impact assessment. And it is there you are able to cross your T and dot your I. It is there you are able to draw what we call causal linkage. What are you linking? The problem to the solution. That's what happens in evaluation. You see it the way truly it is and say, no wonder this and this. And what does that opens you up to? The GLV. You are able to see the gaps that has been created. You are able to identify with the loopholes and then the what? A vacuum. And where you can do this, automatically answers will start speaking to you. And when answers are speaking to you, what do? Administration or what? Application. So that is the idea model. So that's why when they ask me question, wherever, anywhere, and they ask me question, I will say, well, the answer is yes or no. You can't just say no or yes until you have done what? Profiling. So in profiling, you use idea method. Through idea method, you will now know that, okay, this is where the overdraft likely came from. Identification. This is exactly where it oozed out. Definition. This is the impact on me. Evaluation. And then with all of this, look at the gaps. Look at the loophole. Look at the vacuum. Now, how does evaluation translate into administration? Every gap, listen very well, recovery managers, online, offline. Every gap comes to you in shapes and sizes. Every vacuum comes to you in shapes and sizes. Every loophole comes to you in what? Shapes and sizes. That's why your flow will fill that space exactly. And that's why energy that appears in soft energy always fill the gap that is on ground. If you put water in a bottle, what shape does the water take? Give me that water. Now, can you see what we are seeing? That's how therapy works. Can you see a bottle of water in my hand? Now, the water inside it took the shape of the bottle. That's how energy is. So, in transferring evaluation to application or administration, the shape of the gap you see through evaluation, the shape of the loophole you see through evaluation, the shape of the vacuum you see, the flow of energy within you is a solution. Put it in there, and then a problem is solved. That is how to identify with energy overdraft and sort it out. Don't just assume and presume that, oh, this is likely to be. When you do that, you have bypassed your energies. And when you do energy bypass, you will pay fine in front. Some of us who beat traffic, the day they catch you, you tell story and beg. Why? Because you do energy bypass. So assumption is an energy bypass. And most of the time, they don't work for our advantage. They work to our disadvantage. There's a question here from Amina. What are the immediate signs that energy management designed to be used are not immediately effective and need other routine? Amina, the proof of the pudding is what? Is in the eating. Eat it first. And let's see. And then how did you generate it? That you are activating it. We need to know. Use what you have and tell us the impact assessment. Then there is a contribution here. Look at it. From recovery manager Joko Tola Akon. He says, please. Look at the question. Please, are we going to have access to the what? Okay. Read it for me. Access to the recording of this session. Why am I not seeing? Can you read it for me? Please read for us. Yes. Read those questions for us.
How can we fix the energy overdraft?
We have answered that.
Number 2, please, are we going to have access to the recording of this session? Number 3, many of our clients relapse due to energy depletion.
Yes.
Poor sleep, stress, idleness. How can we use energy management principles to design a daily routine for a client in any recovery that protects them from triggers?
Thank you very much.
Number 4,
okay.
what are the immediate signs that energy management design to be used and not immediately effective and needs other routines?
Yes. The last question have summarized all that I have said. that the energy you don't contact, connect, converge, converse with cannot become what? A construction. So if you bypass all this energy formation agenda, you are on your own. You will see that your therapy is not working. So it's one thing to give a therapy, it's another thing to identify the source, why, and the cause of that therapy before it creates what? A crisis that solves problem outside. So very pivotal. Yes, Mama Joko, we will see how people who are desirous will have it. I may not just put it on the dashboard for everybody to see, but people who ask shall be given. People who seek will find, and people who knock, it shall be open. Yes, Amina, if you try a therapy, I use the word try because it has not come out of a trust. The possibility is 50-50. It may work and it may not work. But what we are saying here today is, please, the energies you have not aligned with, you cannot assign with it. It is alignment for assignment. Align with it, build it before burning it. Be sure on the inside. Let all your energy lanes flow with it. And at the end of the day, you will be able to navigate efficiently and effectively. So, any other question? We use 2 hours, right? We can close for it. So, any other question, online, offline? So, take your assignment. It's also on Global Recovery Management System. So, final charge here. Based on what we have studied today and shared. We'll round up here today in a very short while. Please request for the video. Where is the place of all of this in relapses? Now you can see that from what we have studied today through this class, relapses can happen in various ways. Internally and what? Externally. What people actually call relapse is not relapse. It's the dead end. Because many procedures have gone wrong on the inside. People who misbehave and they call it accidental. It's not true. It's a concept within for what? A construct without. A what? A concept within for a construct. And it can happen in a millisecond. Ojaboni. Nadev. It's been there. The triggers are all around. You'll be struggling. You impregnate a house club and you say, Nadev. Don't be devil. So, very vital. So, when people deny, denounce, and disown a current reality and treat it as non-existent, they are treading on triggers. They are treading on bad lanes. So the very pivotal note, think about what you are thinking about. That's the rule. In therapy, in problem solving, the bulk begins from you. As you round up and call it a day today, think about what you are thinking about? Is it coming from creation or coming from guesstimation, presumption? What's the difference? When it is coming from creation, your energies combine together to give you an answer from the within. When it's coming from presumption, you just look at what is happening outside and summarize. Because they would rule to the answer in those days. You don't follow procedure. You just follow condition on the outside. Then relapse can happen. Do you know, as therapists and consultants and stakeholders, we also have our own relapses. When your energy don't lap, then what happens? You relapse on the inside. So that's why we say relapses can even be caused by managers. Because where there's disharmony and dysfunctioning in your energies, not because they are not active, but because they are running at variance with one another, you are creating room for gaps outside. Because life is a flow. And as you give out what you have, it is in exactitude of how it is coming out of you that people will receive it. So that's why the question of relapses is no longer about our client alone, even about us. So you check for harmony on your inside. When you have not found harmony, don't do that therapy. Otherwise, you are setting a stage for what? Relapse. You are a pastor. You are going to preach about anger management in church and fought before leaving house and pleaded the blood of Jesus.
It's a quack. Practicing quacking.
In the school of mindful rights. So, very vital. Please, relapse management is no longer at one side. And we say it's just about the client. It's the client that we want to find out, you who treated, whether it was relapse to transfer. You can transfer a solution in relapse. When your energies are not coordinated, when there are lapses within you, there will be relapse without you. Maybe I should do more justice to that tomorrow. But I feel like finishing us today so that tomorrow I can furnish us. So let me close with that. Where are relapses? Where is the place of relapse management in therapy, in critical intervention? It is at both ends. And in fact, all ends. From the recoverer to recovery and to the recovered. From the home front to the therapist to the rehab center, then to the client himself. Relapses are everywhere. From booking desk to the one booking, and to the one who is being booked, and to the one who brought to be booked, we can find relapses. So what do we do as stakeholders in recovery management? Ensure that you enjoy what? Harmony. What do you enjoy? Harmony. It's a place. It's a position you occupy where you align with your 4 lanes of energy. Where you are coming home. Don't come in piecemeal. Don't come in what? Piecemeal. Piecemeals and disharmony at immediate note is forgivable. But when it becomes a habit, what happens? It becomes a contagion. And before you know it, you just discover that everyone you handle are behaving like you. And that's why you see some people in town, they copy people. Not because they want to copy, but because they have been so used to it. So please ensure that there's no overlapping in your own energy. When there is overlapping and your energy don't lap, then you are going to create what? A relapse for your client. So what do I do for my energy not to lapse or go through overlapping? I've told you 5 things. Contact, connect, converge, converse. And when you finish conversion, conversation, what do? Construct. Use it out. When you do it, you are coming very compellingly. You are coming authoritatively. You are coming creatively. People see impact and they give you the pride of place. They give you audience. They give you attraction. They like what you do for how you do it. Why? There is no overlapping. Your energy is lapsing. When we say something is lapsing, what does it mean? It means it is corresponding. When we say it is overlapping, what do we mean? It means they are what? Crisscrossing. So your 4 lanes of energy must not cross. And if it is must not crisscross, you must deliberately and intentionally do what? Create the energy you use. When you don't do it by deliberate creation, then you are going to forfeit some certain elements out there. So on this note, please, for everyone who have participated today, do your assignment today while it is still fresh. Because tomorrow, I'm going to open you up to another dimension that is a bit deeper. Today is introduction to energy management 101. Do the 5 assignments and submit to my WhatsApp, not the Global Recovery WhatsApp. That's why we shut it. We don't want to start discussion when some recovery managers don't even know what we are saying or have not participated. Keep it, send it to me first. Then a time will come when we are through with this, we'll now open the space and say, let's discuss energy management. At that time, we will cross-pollinate, learn from one another as experts in the field. That is the way I want us to do it. So I want to hear your impression over today. Emmanuel Dunamis, Madam Abimbola, Madam Chokotola Akon, Madam Stella Okorigo in Phoenix. Tell us your impression about the class today. Jennifer Oje, Uncle that came in, welcome. Shola Abiloju, Dr. Kemi Akimosiri, what's your impression so far? One word. Anyone there? We do get value. Did you learn anything new that will add to you? Chilaka, did you learn anything? Is addiction a presumed solution to energy overdraft? Well, I don't know what you're saying, because addiction can be as a result of energy overdraft. Addiction is a behavioral violation in the ugly note. It's a soft energy utilized in the ugly note that brings a position where you begin to do things you ordinarily should not do without the capacity to say no. So, Mama, addiction is generally a term used for a bad behavior where something you do becomes compelling on you and all of that. So maybe you meant to say something else. So what are impressions for today? Any value addition? Madam Stella, did you get any lesson? One word, I should call it a bit. What did you learn? Do you have a microphone? Any microphone? Yes, maybe we should start from the rear. What did you learn? Yes. Mention your name and what you learned.
Coach Jennifer Oje, I learned that I should never make more withdrawals than deposits.
In which bank?
Energy.
An energy bank that has how many accounts? 4 accounts. What are the 4 accounts?
Every day, I must also ask myself, what am I doing today to recharge my energy?
You must always build your energy back. Thank you so very much for that. And then Coach, Recovery Manager Olufunso Owasonoye said comprehensive and
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, you want to speak? Over to
Yes,
you,
sir.
Manager.
Good afternoon, sir. I said comprehensive and insightful presentation. Thank you, sir. What stood out for me is even before you start the recovery process, self-affirmation is very, very important. And also, energy we're talking about is originality, authority, integrity.
Wow.
And all these come from within.
Wow.
And our first domain is personality and holistic health. So all these ones build their capacity in enabling us to help those we need to help.
Wow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Recovery Manager Oluso. We thank you for that. It's like I saw Mama Recovery Manager Olusola Oni. Any lesson learned? Okay, she's not here. Yes, any other lesson? Recovery Manager Stella Okoribo. Any lesson? What's the mic? Yes.
The energy of my heart must align.
The energy of our heart must align. Yes.
The energy of my mind.
The energy of the mind.
About the emotional energy.
To bring about the energy of our emotion. Why has body energy can go anywhere? Is that the summation? So what happens to your physical energy? Chilaka, what did you learn? Is the 4 in harmony. You see, and that is how to be compelling as an authority. To harmonize your mind, your heart, with your body. And when the 3 goes out to interact, interface, in order to intervene, what energy is that? Emotional energy. Because emotional energy, emotion. Energy in what? Motion. It is emotion when in you. When it comes out to solve problem, it is called what? Motion. Intervention. Because intervention is a result. Yes, Energy Manager Olusola Oni. Any lesson? Okay, she's not here. So, who have not spoken? Energy Manager Oladimeji Oluwakemi. What did you learn? I saw you in another dimension 2 times.
Thanks, Coach. I learned today that relapse management is not one-sided. Not only about the client should be both with for the recovery manager and the client. So the recovery manager also needs to check himself for himself you see that they are not running right. That
Good.
that when you are on track, you can help the
Other people to find track.
find them.
Good. So it is what you have, you deliver. Don't just say, I do my job. And I follow the procedure we were given in the office. It's your life following protocol. So energy protocol you don't follow cannot service the procedure you are giving. So I think our colleagues in the forefront doing the real work should know this one. The better you are, the better your performance. Anyone online? Recovery
Yes,
manager?
I'm online, sir.
Okay, who is?
I'm online, sir.
Okay, mention your name and what you
I'm
got today.
recovery manager Bimbola Adeniyi, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, energy is critical in helping people. And in energy alignment, we need to follow some steps. The first one is contact. And in the course of establishing the contact, we need to go through introspection. And then the next step is connection. To connect, we need to engage our energy. It involves us. So we connect through reflection.
Wow.
And the next step is convergence. And that one, we align the external and the internal to take a decision. And the next one is conversation. We speak to the internal and also go about approving or accrediting whatever we have gotten through the conversation. And the last one is construction. So we deliver a flow in the process of construction by making sure that we don't go outside the rule, and we're able to deduce important issues that can be used in the recovery process.
Wow.
Thank you, sir.
Mama Bimbola, we owe you
Sir?
10 psychotherapy center for you to go and pack it. Wow. That is hitting several home runs there. Yes, energy manager Oni, are you here?
Yes, I'm there, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
What I learned is that, I don't know if you are hearing me.
Yes, we are, all of us.
Okay. What I learned is that what you don't have, you cannot give.
That sounds like a
We, a manager must first of all know himself or herself. To reflect on yourself. See what you are made of before you can stretch out your hand to help another person.
Wow.
If you are in a pit, you want to help somebody up. Both of you are already in a pit.
Wow.
You must find your climb up, improve your energy. Energy is everything.
Wow.
Your mental, your physical, your emotional, and your spiritual energy must be intact for you to be able to help. None must overlap for you to be able to help another person. So we just don't go out there and say we want to help without putting ourselves together, saying that we are fit to help a person.
Counselor by excellence. Wow. Incredible.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much. You also merit 10 psychosocial center when we are.
Thank you.
So, work is coming. Energy manager Jokotola Akoni, energy manager Stella Okorimbo, Chilaka, and the rest. Any contribution? Uncle, any contribution?
Good day, sir.
Yes. Who are you?
Chilaka, sir.
Yes.
Okay, what actually stood out for me was the 4 types of energy that we have: the emotional, physical, mental, and the spiritual.
Yes.
Because as a recovery manager, as a therapist, you have to make sure that all of these things are on point in order to be able to deliver. Then then you said again, there was something you said that stood out for me when you said a therapist can make someone to relapse. It actually stood out for me because everyone is saying I'm a therapist, but I've realized that even some persons that have seen that says they are therapists, somehow they are yes, somehow they are inculcating relapse to their clients. Because these people that says they are when you look at how they talk, how they behave, how they react, somehow you might even say this person even needs therapy. So when one is in that state, how will you not be able to incorporate recovery to the person you are calling a client or your client? So what I'm trying to say is, as a therapist, as a recovery manager, we should all be on point when it comes to these 4 energy types. Because, okay, let me use myself, for instance. I always tell myself that, put it this way. I always make sure that people around me are not people that will deplete my energy because I know the kind of work I do. Let me say, for instance, I'm on duty today, and after having therapy sessions or counseling sessions, and I know that I need to refuel, then I'm going back home or having people around me that will not even help me to refuel. So how do I go about it the next day or even cancel the next person when my environment has not been able to help me refuel?
Wow.
Thank you, sir.
Wow, that's a field experience there, learning from this. And then recovery manager Jokotola Akone wrote something. Madam, we want to read for us. Highly eye-opening and educating session. I need to be more aware of my energy alignment and identify the causes of overdraft. Wow. Who have not spoken before we call it again? Yes, recovery manager Kemi Akimoshire, doctor. Uncle, you want to say something? Let's hear from her first.
Thank you, sir, for that awesome lecture.
So I'm now a lecture. Yeah.
The teaching, the lecture, and everything. Awesome. So I learned that the energy you don't contact, connect, converge, and converse with, you cannot construct. So as recovery managers, we cannot reel out what we have not touched. So if you don't have it, you can't give it. You can't help others recover if you don't have what it takes.
So you can have the principle, and yet the principle will not create the product or the produce I made.
So maybe when we finish that, if we allow it, I have 2 scenarios that I love to.
Why not tell us here?
Okay,
Guess who benefit from it?
Okay. There was a time I went to some correctional centers.
Yes.
And we had them all. We were actually doing some investigations. So they brought some of them, a large percentage of them were drug and substance abuse victims.
Client, we call them client.
Okay, so thank you for that correction. So I noticed that 80% of those that were coming to me were youth, who were many. But I noticed the youth there were other people, they preferred to come to me. The older ones, especially the men.
And women of timber and caliber.
Because none of them are in correctional centers.
Okay, correct.
No matter how timber and caliber they are. So those ones, especially those of the other religion, they prefer to go to the men. But they didn't make money. And why didn't one of them? You know what he did? He brought out a lighter, brought out something, and they are not allowed, they're actually not allowed to have that in their possession there. But he brought it out. Of course, from his lips, I knew, the color of the leaves, and I knew.
This one is.
And then he looked me in the eye and said, the mother, can you please just help me get out of this? I said, unless you are completely okay, we can't allow you
to live here.
To live. We are helping you. You understand? So that you won't continue to be a threat like you were before, because that was what brought him in there. So I now discover that, you see, there is a kind of energy you carry that attracts certain people to you, and they see it.
Energy is very contagious,
No matter
for good and for evil.
Then the second scenario, I think we're doing Operation Andrew in my church. We're praying, and now I'm merging the spiritual with the physical and the emotional now.
Yes.
So we've been praying for souls, God, we get to Christ and all of that. And so after the prayers, appreciate acts and all of that. After that, I went to the gym. I was upstairs. I saw this guy. The moment he saw me, he kept looking in my direction. And all over him, I saw that a light that the devil has, a very good light that the devil has battered. You will see this guy internally, he's full of energy. You mentioned that. He's full of, there are still lots of potentials in this guy, full of good hopes and all of that. But externally, oh my God, it doesn't look good. So if I go upstairs, he'll come and meet me upstairs. If I go downstairs, he will come downstairs. Anywhere I go, he will just keep coming. So at the time I looked him in the eye, I said, "What's your name?" So I started a conversation and we started. And I said,
"So what's the end?"
The end is, he said, "I want to see you in private." Do you understand? He doesn't want to discuss where others are. And I said, "I want to see you too." And then we went to the safe place, of course. I made sure the safeguards were there, so that I won't be.
Because privacy is also relative.
Yes, so that I won't expose myself to any attack and all of that. He now said something. He said, "Do you know what attracted me to you?" He said, "You didn't judge me. You didn't condemn me. He said, you wanted to help. I saw it in you." And he told me everything, how he got into it innocently, how he has been through, rehabilitations and all of that. And that's how we started. So we continued. I recommended some things for him. I sent him scriptures every day. I tried to merge the spiritual, the physical, the therapies and everything. Then I even recommend some professional therapists in his own line then. And now we're about to work on a project together, how he can be of help. Although I've not heard from him in a while.
Thank you very much for that. So, very vital. Please know what you do and where you are doing it. Coach Shola, do you any lesson here today? The microphone.
Just a quick. To me, what I have seen in all of this.
Coach Motek Ulobolobi, prepare. We want to hear your voice today. Yes.
What I have seen in all of this is stamina, building energy, having stamina as everybody. If you do not have stamina, you will burn out fast. You will definitely burn out fast. Clients don't relapse in a day. Recovery itself is a marathon. So if you are not strong enough, if you do not have the energy, the stamina, if you don't build it up, it's like go to the gym, like she said, building up your, Bible talks about building up yourself on your most holy faith. So if you don't build enough energy in the four lanes, and
on the conscious note,
on the conscious and intentional note, you may burn out because of managing.
Let me ask you people this question before we call it a day. Can you burn out without knowing? Is it possible to burn out without knowing?
Possible.
Okay. So what do you notice as symptoms? Coach Mote Olori, are you ready for us?
Yes, sir.
Let's hear from Coach Mote Olori, who is constantly in the field. Tell us what you took home from here.
Thank you, sir. Let me start by
sharing a comment somebody made while around the environment while I was in the class earlier on. He said, who is that man? I said, Dr. James Komolafe. He said, no, who is he? I said, why did you ask? He said, the way he's presenting, the passion. I said, that's energy. Wow. Because that's what you taught us. So through, it now emphasized on one of the things you mentioned, that energy fuels your strategy.
That's it.
And it has to come from the inside before it shows on the outside. Because if it doesn't come from the side, people can hear you, but they can't believe you. That touch is not there. So it has to be a lifestyle. We have to be deliberate to create the different levels of our energy. Though you said something about immediate energy, intermediate energy, and long-term energy. I know you, but I would like to know more on those ones. Which one is our immediate, which one can we work towards long-term? But I want to believe that when you talked about training, talked about other areas that we should, learn to develop our skills, and all that area that you mentioned, I'm sure that they're all towards probably the long-term, building our long-term energy. But I really learned a lot. I also learned that if four of our energies, the 4 C's you mentioned, if they don't align, we can never achieve the 5th one.
Wow.
And it was very important. It made me to feel that there are times that I really disconnected in the 4 C's. And I see that it just made me to know that's okay, where I'm having a little bit of relapse, because like you said, you can be burnt out and not know that you're burnt out. But some of the symptoms, when you notice that you have been burnt out, is the fact that some things that ordinarily you would do naturally now begins to lag behind. So you may speak it, you may do that, but then the excitement is not there. So that energy is an energy low in your excitement in achieving the things that you achieve. So these lessons really fuel me a lot, and I want to say a very big thank you to you. I will go back to my notes. Sleep was actually catching me, but the way the energy was, the way it was coming, I said, "No, sit up, take your notes and write," and that's what I did. So thank you very much, because your energy was contagious, and that's affected my energy to be awake. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. So tomorrow will be another day where we'll go into deeper dimension of this. When you know these things and you do them, you are actually blessed. You'll find it working. You get result, and people say, wow, his own case is different. You carry charm. I'm not saying you carry talisman. You carry a kind of a charm to the marketplace that you become irresistible. You become impossible not to get results. People just see results. People like you. They admire you because you are coming in handy, whole, complete, and you keep your flow. It's all about the flow. So, Uncle, before we call it a day, what did you get in class today? So please, everyone attempt the assignment so that we'll know how well you've been able to. Yes. Tell us your name and... Okay, have you eaten today? Yes. Raise your voice.
And the area I want to energy over time.
Overdraft. Good.
You as a manager, if you are not capable enough of your time, kind of what you don't have. And secondly, having a client, and you must time yourself.
Thank you. So, with what you said now, most of our medical doctors in Nigeria, how would you describe their energy usage? Because either by choice or by force, they just must serve. So that's where they need our prayers. And You see, when you overdraw your energy, tomorrow I will say this because if I open that chapter, we won't leave here to read. There are 25 consequences, psychosocial implications of energy overdraw. Sudden collapses. Even medical doctors are dropping there. It's no respect of anybody. They can know. In fact, for the fact that you know will accentuate the debilitating effect of it. So please know your limit, but never what? Limit your knowledge. Very critical and very serious there. Please know your limit. Don't burn all your energies and say, I don't rest until I'm tired. It can have a toll of effect on your lifestyle, on your life expectancy when you don't rest. Don't be tired before rest. To say, until I sleep, nothing collect work from my hand. That's bed abuse. Some of you don't know there is a study called bed intelligence. You need sleep intelligence and all of those abuses. So, want to thank everyone for participating today. Tomorrow by 10 on the dot, we'll start again. You either make it physical now or do online. But it's better if you can come here, come. You cannot come. We're going to use this same Zoom number, Zoom detail to engage here. You want the replay version, please make a direct request to me. We don't want to post it out just for anybody who is not interested, because it's a certificated program. We want to know people who are really committed and people who are really interested, because at the end of the day, we are going to post you to manage various facilities. And when I say facilities now, it does not mean psychosocial center alone, because relapses are everywhere. We are going to churn out various businesses, and by the authority and mandate we are receiving, we'll post you to go and make amen in various places. So you now can see from today that gaps, loopholes, and vacuum are assets for your own recovery management. They are no longer problems as they were. They are now assets for value creation. On this note, I want to thank everybody for being here and see you tomorrow. God bless you and bye-bye.